I'm Eric Tucker. I'm the founder of Tucker Media, software and web design agency. And I'm going to start mine off with a little story. I founded my first business when I was 9 years old, a little kid on the south side of Chicago. And it was to the point Kelly made as far as hearing somebody experiencing this success, and you start asking questions. Hey, what happened? So I'm sitting in class. It's 9 years old. I'm 9 years old. Second semester just started. It's January, and I noticed one of my best friends was coming to school literally every day with candy. I'm not talking about like penny candy, back in the day. I'm talking the best now laters, Snickers bars. I mean, potatoes. This guy had candy every single day. And I'm like, yo, man, where are you getting this money from? Hey, man, I'm selling newspapers. I was like, selling papers. Oh, okay, put me down. How can I do this? Sunday papers in Chicago, where I lived on the south side, we didn't have the little newspaper stands or the paper routes. So you had to go buy the paper, right? And this guy would come around in a brown truck. You can purchase the Sunday paper from him for a quarter, and you can sell it for 50 cents back then. And I was like, great, I'm going to do it. I signed up. I didn't talk to my mom. I just came home with 10 newspapers, and I said, I'm going to go sell these papers. She just looked at me crazy and said, okay, go ahead. I went outside, put my coat on, knocked on a few doors. Nobody answered the door. And I went back to the house. My mom was like, what happened? I said, nobody answered. So I gave up. She said, no, go back outside and sell those papers. I'm like, what? So I go back outside. I'm knocking on a few more doors. A couple of people answered, and nobody was interested. And I mean, I went back to the house. I tried to open the door. The deadbolt turned. I figured she was not going to let me back in the house. This went on for over an hour. I'm walking around my neighborhood. I'm walking around the block, knocking on doors in the cold in January. I thought I would be done in 10 minutes. This did not happen that way. So I come back to the house crying with 10 newspapers for the fourth time. And the fourth time, my mother basically, like, she had the screen door locked and she shut the kitchen drapes. So I was like, she was not going to let me back in the house. So at that point, big boy pants, went back outside, and I noticed a couple of things. A couple of doors I knocked on, I'm like, whoa, wait. I saw one guy driving up, just getting off work. He was working third shift, and he opened the door, and I was like, I had a conversation with him. I walked by another house that I previously knocked on, and I started smelling bacon. I'm like, oh, wait, whoa, maybe the timing was off. And the short of it is, I was starting to learn about my potential customers in that third hour, right? And I had my CRM, my first CRM I built when I was 9 years old, because I always had a number two pencil and some paper in my Eskimo coat at the time. I was writing down, oh, okay, so and so comes in at 7 a.m. and so she cooks around 8 a.m. on the weekends, a little bit later. And I got to the point where I understood when they were available, and I understood what they wanted. I had a certain neighbor who only wanted to see the sports. I had a certain neighbor who was cooking at every morning at a certain time. Guess what she liked? Coupons. I had another person who just loved to know what was in the paper before he purchased the paper. So I'm just going to fast forward to the end. I came back home. All the papers were sold, and my mother was like, "Hey, you finally learned your lessons." I said, "Yes. Next week, I'm getting 20." And so she looked at me crazy. I was up to 75 papers a week, and I was putting money on my kitchen table for my mother. Everybody was paying me $1, telling me to keep the change. I mean, just because I was learning what people love to know. And so now, when we tie that into today and we figure out, okay, so what is a CRM actually? It's kind of a process. It's relationship management for your customers or clients. And that involves knowing as much as you can about them. And, we started out building websites for folks, $3,000, $5,000 websites. And what we found in our community was the website was not enough to help make that business sustainable. And I had a client tell me recently, he said, man, my website's not making money. And I think everybody on this call knows that a website alone is not going to make you money. And I had to explain, the website doesn't make you money. Your engagement with your clients and leads makes you money. The website is like an address or a street sign. So what we started doing is saying, you know what, even when we deliver these websites, we found that a lot of our clients didn't have the back office set up or that digital tech stack to actually be successful in their business and to thrive and grow. So we said, you know what? We're not charging $3,000 for a website anymore. What we want them to be able to do is not get lost in Facebook. My wife had someone that she follows who had I think 900,000 followers on Facebook. No kidding. The person's account got hacked. One pornographic image got posted on their account, and their followership got like cut in half in the first 30 minutes. And that person, 900,000 followers, and that person didn't have, number one, anybody's email address. He didn't even know how to reach back out to them, and he didn't have access to that account ever again. And I think Mr. Pope mentioned that you got Facebook, you got access to all of this content on Facebook, but it's not it's not a space that you own. You have to kind of bring that viewership or that following into your own digital space, and that's what a CRM can help you do. Not only can it help you like manage customers and clients and leads and capture those leads, right? But it can also help manage your whole sales pipeline. So, and social media platforms, right? So initially, any CRM, you're going to have the ability to manage your contacts, the ability to categorize your contacts, and the ability to email certain parts of your contact base. Most of you all received an email about this event as part of an email campaign on the product that we have is called Next Biz Level. And it's all about taking your business to that next level by making it easier for you to engage in those activities that actually matter and affect your bottom line. We all do it, but we don't all have the fruits of that labor sometimes, right? I was in when I had my video production company, I was filming step shows all over the country. We have literally 400 or 500 kids that would come up to us at some of our largest shows, cash in hand, and we have them fill out a little form, and that's it. It's only because we had captured all of that information, stored it in a contact database, our CRM, that we were able to market to these people and let them know where we're going to be next time. Hey, here's a sale, here's 20% off a promotion. And that marketing, that helps, bring confidence to your brand. People know that they trust you. When they get emails from you, your emails don't end up in spam. And your whole, you heard of street cred, I call it digital cred, your digital credibility, those numbers start to go up. And those are the numbers that Google and all of these other analytic-based companies will start to notice and pay attention to. One other aspect of the CRM that people leverage, like we've all heard of Google Forms, but if you create a Google form, it's typically detached from your CRM unless you have some type of integration. The benefit of having an all-inclusive platform is that you can create a lead capture form right here from the platform. So, like for example, when the initial registration for this event, it was based off a lead capture form right for Nelia Zone, and you were able to enter the information that we would require. We got your information. We know how to market to you. We can do drip campaigns. Hey, as a follow-up to this event, we thank you for joining that event. We're not trying to sell you anything. We're just trying to maintain that relationship. So the next time we have a vendor summit, the third annual, who are we more likely to reach out to? Probably the people that attended the second one and the first one. And because we're, it's an organic relationship we're creating, you're probably not going to put us in the spam box, right? Another important aspect of the CRM, having it all together, is invoicing, right? Because I have a lot of clients that have websites on Shopify where they're selling whether t-shirts or some type of products, but again, with things being disjointed, you're kind of limited a little bit by what Shopify allows you to do, right? So, and if you want to set up a different business or secondary business, now you have to potentially incur that second fee. With this platform, it's kind of hey, you can have as many websites as you want, with as many domains hosted here as you want, and you can still market to each of those different consumers for those different sites, all from the same platform. You can sell products and services. You can collect payments, Stripe integration, PayPal, and you can build those websites and those funnel forms as well. We touched on the email campaigns. You can also reach out to people via text, like you hear coaches mentioning all the time. Reach your customers where they are, and some people are on mobile phones all the time. Some people prefer to do their browsing on laptops, but wherever they are, if it's email or text messaging, that's something that you're empowered to leverage as a way of maintaining that communication. One benefit of having an actual campaign and everything integrated, you have a way of tracking the products that people are purchasing from you and what their activity is over a certain period of time. Hey, man, this is a high value customer here. This person has spent $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 with us over the last 6 months. We want to make sure we maintain that relationship, reach out and touch them, or show them some type of appreciation or gratitude. And it helps bring to light all the data that will be used to describe some of the activities you should be engaged in. And just to kind of give you a glimpse, I'll pause for any questions while I bring up this other tab real quick. Yeah, so this is the site. When you come to it, it's one of our favorite monikers is the person that's not having to spend so much time wearing all these hats, because a lot of the things that you have to do, it's just done either with automations or some type of AI or integration. There's a video when you land on the site where you can learn what a CRM is and some of the things you can do. We have clients that are plumbers or general contractors that they spend in their time renovating a house. They can't answer every phone call about estimates, so there's an automatic callback feature where somebody contacts you on a certain phone that you designate. It automatically sends them a text, prompts them for information. Anything as far as capturing customer information from the website or from their phone, that's really what you want to get into. We talk about this concept of smarter networking, which is, don't just give your number to a potential lead. You make sure you get their information, and then you control how that communication goes going forward. And so what this does is just basically gives you some examples of some components that you can include on your website, on a landing page, or just include in your general workflow to make sure you are maximizing those interactions that you come across with every client. And then lastly, I'll show you this as well. This one just kind of show you what like a sales pipeline might look like. So you want to find a way, first of all, to capture every lead you can. We have a black spin portal that our organization launched on a national level, right? So we want to track all of the dollars that are coming in that are being spent with Black-owned businesses. So we have a way of identifying those Black-owned businesses, but we also have automations that send each of those business owners to our portal. So we can say, hey, whether it's Maxine's Chicken and Waffles or Marshall Bell's State Farm Agency, hey, look, we have several of our organization members, our fraternity members, that have patronized your business over the last year, and we're wondering if you would be interested in having a more prominent digital presence on our platform, right? So each of these folks will be an opportunity, right, that you can track And, maybe you send one a proposal, maybe they accept. Now you're pending payment. And then you can have dashboards that tell you kind of like, high level, hey, what's that activity looking like, for each of the campaigns that you're into, right? That you're monitoring. So and this is all customized to you and your accounts. And the other thing is when you want to get into like any type of marketing campaigns, you can combine all your social media. And so you can post here. How many times have you seen somebody who is very present on Facebook, but not on Instagram? Or they're all on Instagram, but they don't do much Facebook. Well, now you can get out of that headache by just creating content and then having it posted to all of your social media accounts, at one time. And you can even say, hey, I want some to be, maybe I just want all of them to go to Facebook and Instagram, but not X. I mean, you can control that narrative, right? And you can do things, creating brand boards and all of this stuff. But essentially, all of our activity is now done in one place, and all of our communication for any one of our contacts is in one place. And if I need to know how to find a certain one, like if I want to look for, Black-owned businesses, or people with a certain name or certain tags or anything like that, I can easily come and find. Well, in this case, this is our chapters, because you can use this for your fraternity chapter as well, right? So if I'm interested in maybe school officials, right? So because we've got a scholarship drive coming up, and we want to be able to, reach out to all these school officials and say, hey, look, please, let your students be aware of application season is open or whatever. So it's just a way of us handling our membership, but also from a business standpoint. Let's see if you can. Okay, I think I had the wrong tab up, but now you can see this one. This is the one I was talking about, where you can come in your CRM and just search for any segmented group of contacts you have. The example I just gave was like, hey, if I want to look at all of our school officials, I've got, Mr. Packard, who's at a certain ISD, and then we can reach out to them and say, hey, look, let us know about any schools you may have that may be any students you have that may be a fit for a scholarship that we offer. So, and I know we're about to cut this short. Let's see. Any questions in that chat yet? Angelica, where we look?
I'll check.
Okay.
No questions yet.
So, hey, so just drop a note in the chat if you already have a CRM or a favorite that you like, and just let us know which ones you're using. And let's see.
M. Taylor, Monica, do you have a CRM that you work with? I got to wait for her to unmute herself.
Yeah. Can you use a ticketing system for customer service concerns? You can definitely use that because all of the emails that come into a certain email account can get tagged as a certain purpose, right? You can have different staff members that are authorized to use your account, so that hey, look, I may have 3 virtual assistants that I can bring in, and they're all going to be able to look at any of those email communications, right? So because you have this concept of conversations, right? So any new emails that you get from any of your contacts, they'll be listed in your conversations view. It's really a way of following let me pull up another example here. So for example, like when you fill out a form on our site, or if I add you manually as a contact, you're gonna automatically receive an email from us thanking you for reaching out with Tucker Media. We look forward to working with you in the future. In the meantime, if you if you want to schedule an appointment, click the link below to book a slot. That's the other thing here is appointment scheduling. No more, email tag trying to catch people who might want to engage with you later. Hey, here's my link. Like I put it in my signature. Here's my link. If you want to, schedule an appointment, is only going to show you the available times that I have available. And then you can select that appointment and then it automatically pops up on the calendar because it's all automated.